Hey guys, it's Amanda, and today I'll be showing you how I take down my notes for school and how I study. So, like I said in my college essentials video, I do have two notebooks. One is my lecture notebook and the other one is my binder notebook. My lecture notebook is the notebook I use during classes, when professors are discussing and I have to write fast. I do use this lecture notebook. After I take down my notes in this lecture notebook, I do use this binder notebook to consolidate or summarize all the notes that I took, which is also how I review. The way I review is rewriting my notes. That's the simplest way to tell you guys how I review. I use 5 different pens and a highlighter. One is blue for headers, subheadings. Then I have red for terms. Then I have black for general notes like definitions, the day-to-day. Purple I use for formulas and diagrams, and the green one I use for examples. Diagrams in purple and examples in green. I have been using this note-taking method back in senior high school up till now, and it's been working for me still. Back in junior high and grade school, I've been having a lot of trouble taking down notes and studying until I found out about this method, which worked well for me. I've tried a lot of different studying techniques like flashcards, index cards with a summary of all the notes, highlighting my whole book, but that did not work for me. So you guys just have to find something that works for you. You may be one of those people who like to write all their notes in black and just categorize their notes into different highlighters. That's okay, as long as it helps you be more productive and more efficient in studying your notes. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this is my Muji binder. The paper comes separately. If you haven't seen that, I did mention it in my college essentials video, so I'll just link it here or down below. And I prefer to write down my notes or finalize them in gridded paper just because I feel like I am able to write more than writing notes down in lined paper. As you can see, the lines of the lined paper are much more wider than the grids, so which means you have more writing space with the grids. Or maybe that's just me, but that's the paper I prefer to write my notes in. For those of you who are planning to go digital, maybe to switch things up a bit or cut down on paper, I have been trying out this new method, which is taking down notes on my iPad. I have been using this method since the start of this semester, and it has been working well for me. So with this iPad, I use one application specifically just for taking down my notes, and it's this application here at the lower right, and it's called Good Notes. So basically, Good Notes is an application which mimics the way you would write down your notes on paper, and I'll be showing you how I do my note-taking system here in this app. Whatever I have shown you a while ago using my two notebooks, the binder and the lecture notebook, I still do the same thing here. The only difference is it's all in one place. So when I am writing down notes during lecture, at the start of the week, I open a quick note and write down what week we're in. So let's say this coming week is week 3, and that's what I do. So 3rd August 2019. Then I write what subject it is. Then just fill these out with the notes as I would in my previous lecture notebook. Also, I use gridded paper for this application too because like I said, I feel like I am able to write more notes down in grid than in regular lined paper. So after I take down my notes in this quick note here, I do transfer everything into a notebook. So I do have one notebook per subject, unlike in my previous way of taking down my notes. I only have one binder for all subjects. So this one I could separate my notes so it would be more organized. This is my notes for my NTRIP subject. As you can see, it's still the same way of writing down my notes on paper, and it's really convenient for me because it has tabs on top, so every time I want to rewrite my notes already so I could review for an upcoming quiz or an exam, I just have to open this in a tab and then go to my notebooks, general histology, and then go back and forth. So I'm able to open my lecture notebook and my subject notebook in one place, which is very convenient. So I would be able to rewrite my notes easier, faster, and not make a mess, because when I do use paper, every time I make a mistake, I do tend to throw paper, and I know that's not a good thing. So let's say, then it says here there are 2 germ layers, so that's a general note. Go back. One is endoderm, one is ectoderm. I know I have notes for this, so it's this one. So embryo, 2 germ layers, endoderm and ectoderm. Then we have the epiblast, which is important for formation of the neural tube or the mesoderm. So basically, that's how I take down my notes using my iPad. I also use this iPad for whenever I write down notes that are not lecture notes. I use iBook to house all the PDF files of my books, and whenever I want to annotate or outline them, I do open GoodNotes beside it and then write down my notes as I would rewrite my lecture notes. Whatever is written down here, I just summarize it and turn it into a reviewer, and that's all. That's basically how I take down my notes, how I study, how I review. If you do like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want to be notified and updated with my future videos, do click the bell button below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!